When you see windmills and canals, you can guess that you are in the Netherlands, especially here at Kinderdijk, which has 19 old windmills, the largest collection in the country. 2 of these windmills are open to the public, where you can go inside to look around. Then you'll discover this was a house with several rooms inside the windmill. People used to live in there, the millers. In fact, some of these windmills, there are still people living in them. When you go inside, you can speak to the miller who will tell you all about how these mills operate.
Now, this is Kinderdijk. Welcome. Yeah.
Shortly, we'll bring you inside a couple of windmills and talk to those millers who will explain what it was like to live inside one. The function of the windmills at Kinderdijk was to pump water out of the farmlands because this area is 7 feet below sea level. The farmland is called polder, and the area is surrounded by dikes that function like dams to prevent the nearby river from flooding the fields. The windmills remove any water that accumulates during frequent rainstorms, especially in the wintertime, when water levels could rise to flood the fields and ruin the crops. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. This aerial footage was generously provided by the Kinderdijk World Heritage Foundation, which works to preserve the windmills and conserve the area for future generations. The foundation also operates a visitor center on the site, including a cafe, souvenir shop, and information services. We'll see more of their aerial views later in the program. And you can walk around, you can ride the boat. There's a convenient boat service that's part of the entry ticket. Every 40 minutes, another boat comes by, or you can just walk. It takes about 20 minutes to walk from one end of the windmills to the other, and that's also a nice way to see the place. We'll show you more of the boat ride at the end of the video when we take the boat out of here. To ride the boat and go inside the windmills, you'll need a ticket that you can purchase at the information center or buy it ahead of time on their website. At the information office, they'll show you on a map the alignment of the windmills and the route that you normally take when you're visiting. We'll bring you inside 2 of those windmills. On this map, you can see the green farm fields called polder and the 19 windmills, of which 6 of them are part of that normal visit itinerary. Admission to the windmill area is free because it's a designated bicycle route. However, to go inside a windmill or ride on a boat, you need to buy that ticket. It's great to see the Dutch students here with their teachers learning about their heritage of windmills. And like most kids everywhere, they are very friendly and happy to ham it up a bit for the camera. Where are you from?
Netherlands.
Netherlands.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the teachers and the local guides give the students a real lesson in life at the windmills. During the visit, you realize there is more to see here than just a windmill. There's a backyard garden for flowers and vegetables. After all, back in the old days, the miller families who lived here had to grow a lot of their own food. There are animals in the corral. There's a beautiful big canal with boats in it. Kinderdijk is a small village, and most of those 19 windmills are still occupied by the millers and their families. The students learn how the windmill was adjusted to account for the varying speeds of wind. Each one of the 4 blades has a canvas sail that can be opened or closed, much like a sailboat. In low wind, the sail is maximized. In heavy winds, it's rolled up out of the way. Many student groups. Here they come. Then we get to go inside the windmill. Our guide is a professional licensed miller who actually lives in a windmill. And he explains all about the different rooms and how the windmill functions. After all that busy activity, the crowds went away and I was able to get a private tour. What have we got here?
This is our living room, the place where the Miller family lived. And we have a bedroom, the parents' bedroom in the corner behind, and big wheel with a little cradle for the baby.
And they shut the door to keep the baby warm?
Yeah, yeah.
So that was a bed for the adult and the baby.
Yeah.
They sleep together in there. That's pretty small. They must have been short.
Yeah. And the stove to get it warm in winter.
Uh-huh.
We're drying the laundry around the stove.
Right. That would do it. That burns coal.
No wood.
Okay.
Firewood from the willow trees. We are pumping. Yeah, those gears are turning.
Do you still pump sometimes?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. When it's raining, we need a draining system, and we pump the excess water outside, away out of the polder district.
Otherwise it's too much water.
Yeah.
And it would be underwater.
Yeah.
Flood.
And
Sure.
when the water is rising, we start pumping
And then you pump into the canal.
into the canal.
And then it just flows
From the canal to the river.
to the river. Keep it dry. Got to regulate it just right.
Regulate it to keep it dry and safe.
But in the summertime, you don't pump much.
Summertime, it's not necessary to pump.
Yeah.
In summertime, all the millers were working with the farmers in the fields. The mills were not in operation. An important time for the windmills was October until April.
The storms.
And
Yeah.
rain and bad weather.
Rainy weather. Yeah, that's why I came in September, so maybe it's not gonna rain. No rain yet in September.
Beautiful days.
Yeah, beautiful, perfect day today. And you're the miller.
I'm the miller here. I live inside the mill.
Oh.
Another one. It's my job here operating this one.
Uh-huh. And is that comfortable living in a windmill?
It's comfortable and yeah, I love my history. I love the history of the windmills, and I like so much to live inside the mill.
Yeah.
Freedom, the place.
And
And
quiet.
I love a mill in full operation. When I come home and the wind blows, we set sail and we pull the brake free and we start pumping.
Oh, so you live in a working windmill.
Yeah.
A pumping mill.
When it's important for farmers, we can use it. We still use it for draining.
Wow. Right in your own house.
The wind power, power of nature.
Model for the future from the past. This is 1760?
1630. 1630. It's the oldest here. The
16.
windmill is built in 1630.
Wow.
Yeah.
And still functioning today.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's the name of this windmill?
This windmill is called the Blokweer windmill.
Uh-huh.
The other windmills at Kinderdijk were built between 1738 and 1740, but this one is a century older. So the mill regulates this polder, regulates the water.
All those mills were built for draining. We are living below sea level,
Yeah.
so we need a system when it's raining to get the rainfall outside. We cannot live here without a draining system.
Right.
The more rainfall we had, the more hours we were pumping.
Most of the drainage is done now by 2 diesel pumping stations, but occasionally, if there's a very heavy rainstorm, it overwhelms those mechanical pumps, and these windmills are utilized to assist in the drainage. So they're not just UNESCO World Heritage Sites or museum pieces. These are functioning windmills still plugged into the hydraulic system here, which enables the farmlands to be very productive, even though they are below sea level.
And all around there's this beautiful scenery. You have the lush fields, there's sheep, there's cows, there's horses, and there's windmills all around you. It's really phenomenal.
Even if you did not pay for a ticket allowing you to go inside the windmills and ride on the boat, you can still enjoy the beauty of the area for free. The pedestrian path between the windmills and canal is quite scenic, but it is nice to be able to go inside and have a look at how the windmills function. The other windmill open to the public is the Nederwaard Museum Mill, free to look at from the walkway, but you do need a ticket to go past the gateway and walk inside the windmill. The windmill can rotate to face the wind for maximum efficiency. However, the entire structure does not have to rotate, just the top portion, unlike the earlier Dutch windmills where the entire building had to be turned around. My timing for the visit was good because a group was just leaving, so I was able to have a nice conversation with the miller who works there and serves as a guide. He was a little busy doing some cleanup, but then generously spent some time with me.
They build the windmills to keep the land dry. The polder where we live, this is 38,000 acres. And with the windmills we took it dry. And the first thing what we do here, we make a dike. There is a dike around the whole place. And then we start to grave canals and to build windmills. And after that we pump the water out. And the mills like this is a windmill that's made out of bricks. And this is built in 1738.
Wow.
And they were working till still 1920. And we have two windmills that's open for the public for visit. And in all the other ones, people still live there. There's one family in one mill, and they live there the whole year round.
Wow.
And you can only live in a windmill when you have a diploma. And then you are a volunteer, and there is a waiting list, but you can only come on the waiting list when you have a diploma.
You have to be a miller.
But I came here more than 42 years here without a diploma, and it's all experience what I did. Yeah,
But
I learned it also from the old generation.
So you have free rent, part of your
No
job.
free rent now. You have to pay rent.
Yeah.
Only the wind and the sun is free. But yeah, sure. Yeah.
Pumping water. Otherwise, we're underwater. Below sea level?
2 meters 50.
Below sea level.
Yeah, and the lowest point of Holland is near Rotterdam. That is 6 meters 50 below.
Wow.
Yeah.
So 1/3 of the country is below sea level.
Yeah.
The Dutch are very hardworking, very clever.
It's clever, yeah, sure.
Pump it out.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Also with the global warming, so the sea level is rising, and also the river level. But the polder behind the dike, the polder where we live, the ground is like peat. And when you pump water out, it's going to sink.
Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
Really appreciate it. I'm going to go upstairs and take a look.
Yeah, you go on the stairs on that side.
Okay. Inside, it's a multi-level vertical structure with some ladders to help you get around. When you reach the living room and kitchen with its wood-burning stove, and then get to the bedroom, you feel like you're in a regular house and not in some kind of a giant structure with large cross blades spinning around. While inside, you're welcome to climb up to the various levels and get right to the top where you can see the gear mechanisms in operation. These wooden gears transferred energy within the windmill, conveying power from the rotary motion of the sails to mechanical devices for pumping water. Operating these complicated windmills requires a lot of skill. The canal boat is arriving to take us and the students away. This ride will bring us back to the visitor center, and it's going to be extra fun with all of these enjoyable, energetic students on board. Even when you've finished the visit and you're leaving, the guides continue to tell you more about the windmills and how they function.
And these mills, they pump water from the area in the canals, and then it goes into the river.
Keep the land dry.
To keep the land dry, because this land is below sea level.
Ooh, the polder.
The polders, yes.
Otherwise we drown.
Yes.
We're
We are used to it.
We're up to here in water.
Yes.
Right there.
Okay.
This 20-minute ride covers a route passing 9 of these scenic windmills. A very pleasant way to see them, especially riding along with these friendly kids. The boat can carry about 50 people with seating outdoors as well as inside. Windmills have been important to the Netherlands for more than 500 years. Along with pumping out water from the fields below sea level, they were also used for other purposes, especially grinding grain, and mechanical functions like sawing wood, pressing oil, making paper, grinding spices, textile production, and grinding tobacco leaves for smoking and chewing. Curiously, the windmills could occasionally be used to bring water onto the farming fields in times of drought when water was needed for the crops. because there was often a reservoir of water that was pumped out of the fields and held just in case it would be needed for future irrigation. But most commonly it was pumping water out of the low-lying land, maintaining the stability of the farmland. That same process created new land by pushing back the sea. It expanded the size of the country by 26%, which is the area currently below sea level. Now, when you consider the importance of modern wind turbines for generating electricity and the danger of rising sea levels, we can learn a lot from the Dutch. They have preserved 1,200 of these old windmills, but during the peak of usage during the 18th and 19th centuries, there were 10,000 windmills throughout the country. And in the rest of Europe, there was an estimated 200,000 windmills. The name Kinderdijk means children's dike, and a legend claims that it got that name because after a giant flood in the year 1421, a baby's cradle was floating away, but it was rescued by a cat. You might call it a fantasy or a traditional folk story. So we get children's dike. It's quite likely you'll see a tour group from a river cruise ship because Kinderdijk is the largest collection of windmills in the country, making this a popular stop in the itinerary on a boat tour of the Netherlands. They're walking back to the visitor center. It's a nice 20-minute stroll, but when you purchase your own ticket as an independent traveler, the boat ride is included at no extra charge. That brings us back to the visitor center and completes our visit. They have a lovely terrace, there's a cafe, there's a place to buy tickets and get information, as shown earlier when the host was using a map to show the walking route and location of the various windmills. You can learn a lot more about the area from the Kinderdijk World Heritage website, which is loaded with descriptions, maps, photos, and links for purchasing tickets and tours. Many of the workers you've seen in the video are among the 250 volunteers who do an outstanding job every day, serving as millers, hosts, hostesses, guides, cashiers, skippers, maintenance, and shop volunteers. All local people with regional knowledge. They are the ones keeping this World Heritage Site functioning. We will share more of those aerial views provided by the foundation at the end of the program, but first we have a bonus. Now I'll show you how to get to Kinderdijk from Rotterdam, the nearest big city. It's a 40-minute scenic ride costing just €5, boarding in downtown Rotterdam next to Erasmus Bridge. When you're visiting Rotterdam, you really want to come out here to Kinderdijk and see the collection of windmills. The boats are not just for tourists, but play an important role in public transportation, getting people around. Bicycles ride free. So the visitor greatly benefits from this kind of publicly financed ferry, because the fare all the way to Kinderdijk is only €5, a low-cost, high-quality scenic ride as we pass under the remarkable Erasmus Bridge. You'll also have excellent views of Rotterdam's skyline as you cruise right through the heart of the city. You get the best highlights of what you'd find on the commercial boat cruise that costs €18. Or you could pay even more for a fancy dinner cruise. However, this first leg of the boat ride does not take you all the way to Kinderdijk. You have to change boats at the Ridderkerk stop. Only takes a few minutes with that synchronized boat schedule, gaining more views of the always interesting riverboat traffic, continuing with this final leg over to Kinderdijk itself. From the dock, you walk 300 meters to the information center to begin your visit. Okay, we have just done all that. Now I have a bonus, another destination that you can reach from Kinderdijk, the city of Dordrecht, another boat ride away, leaving from the same dock. This time it will take a little longer. It's an hour and 20 minutes. We got to Kinderdijk from Rotterdam and now continuing on another boat down to Dordrecht, bringing you to one of the oldest cities in the Netherlands.
It's a comfortable, relaxing, scenic boat ride. It's very easy to get around by boat. Going from Kinderdijk to Dordrecht, you take a short ferry across the river, then you change boats with a schedule that's coordinated, and you get on the fast boat to Dordrecht. And the current price is just €12 per person. It's the best way to travel from Kinderdijk to Dordrecht because there are no trains for that route. You'll find interesting river scenes with bridges and cargo boats along the way. Here's a 30-second summary of what you'll see in Dordrecht. We do have a separate movie all about it that you can find in our collection. It has all those features that you want to enjoy in a typical old historic Dutch city, including an extensive pedestrian zone with a mix of new and old buildings and plenty of places to eat, shop, and just walk around, yet quiet enough you'll see a few cats in the back alleys. When done with your day trip, you can take a direct train back to Rotterdam, just 18 minutes away. Look for that Dordrecht movie in our collection. Now some more aerial views of Kinderdijk and a little information about its history. It took a lot of cooperation among the farmers to coordinate such a vast and complicated irrigation system. To control the operation, they established a political tradition to elect people to a board of directors that would make decisions about the irrigation regarding allocation of water, maintenance, and overall strategies. This got started in the Middle Ages and is considered an important step towards the establishment of democracy. Kinderdijk was officially designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1997, keeping it safe for future generations to visit and experience. In the UNESCO Declaration, they explain that Kinderdijk is an outstanding human-made landscape that bears powerful testimony to human ingenuity and fortitude over nearly a millennium in draining and protecting an area by the development and application of hydraulic technology. The landscape is striking in its juxtaposition of horizontal features represented by the canals, dikes, and fields with the vertical rhythm of the windmills. There is no drainage network of this kind or of comparable antiquity anywhere else in the Netherlands or in the world. We frequently upload new movies, so please subscribe to our channel and click that little alarm bell so you'll be notified. And if you enjoyed the movie, how about a thumbs up? And we always welcome comments down below. Or if you have questions about the destination, make note and we'll answer them. Thanks for watching.